After the age of 65, one quiet question begins to echo in almost everyone's mind: how long do I really have left? Not in a fearful way, but in a deeply human one. You may wake up one morning, feeling mostly fine, yet still wonder how long you will be able to walk without help, think clearly, or live independently. Doctors often talk about genes, but science now tells us something surprising: genetics explains far less than we once believed. In fact, there are everyday signals, small, often ignored behaviors and physical clues, that act as signs that predict how long your life may last after 65. Take the story of Robert Miller, a 71-year-old retired teacher from Madison, Wisconsin. Robert used to believe that longevity was already decided at birth. His father passed away at 69, and his mother at 72. "I thought my timeline was already written," he once said. But during a routine health study at the University of Wisconsin, researchers noticed something unexpected about Robert. Despite his age, his balance, walking speed, and social engagement placed him in a much lower mortality risk group. These were not guesses. These were measurable signs that scientists now use to predict how long someone is likely to live. What makes this fascinating, and slightly unsettling, is that many people completely overlook these indicators. They assume that if they don't have a major disease, they're safe. But science shows that certain patterns quietly develop years before serious illness appears. These patterns are the signs that predict how aging will unfold. Researchers from institutions like Harvard, Stanford, and the National Institute on Aging have spent decades identifying behaviors and physical markers that predict how long adults over 65 tend to live. You might be thinking, isn't this just another list of health tips? Not at all. These are not generic suggestions like eat better or exercise more. These are specific, observable factors that reliably predict how well the body and mind are aging. Some of them can be tested in under a minute. Others show up in the way you move, think, or interact with the world. Together, they form a surprisingly accurate picture of how long your later years may last, and how good those years might be. What's even more important is this: many of these signs that predict longevity are still changeable. Unlike your birth year or DNA, these indicators respond to small but meaningful adjustments. That's why understanding them matters so much. When you know what predict how long life may last after 65, you gain something powerful: choice. In this video, we'll walk through 7 scientifically proven signs that predict how long you'll live after 65. Each one is backed by real research, real people, and real outcomes. Some may surprise you. Others may make you pause and reflect. But by the end, you'll see aging not as a countdown, but as a story still being written, influenced by decisions you're making right now. Sign number 1: walking speed and daily mobility. One of the most powerful signs that predict how long you may live after 65 is something incredibly simple: how fast and confidently you walk. Scientists often call it the 6th vital sign. It sounds almost too basic, yet decades of research consistently show that walking speed can accurately predict how long older adults tend to live. Not because walking itself is magic, but because it reflects the combined health of the heart, lungs, muscles, nervous system, and even the brain. Consider Margaret Lewis, a 74-year-old grandmother living in Portland, Oregon. Margaret never considered herself athletic. She didn't run marathons or lift weights. But she walked every day, slowly, steadily, and without fear of falling. During a community health screening, researchers timed her walking speed over a short distance. The results placed her in a category associated with significantly longer life expectancy. Margaret later said, "I didn't realize the way I move could say so much about how long I might live." Science backs this up strongly. A landmark study published in JAMA analyzed data from over 34,000 adults aged 65 and older. The researchers found that walking speed was a stronger predictor of survival than blood pressure or even chronic disease history. In other words, how you move today may predict how your body will hold up in the years ahead. People who maintained a steady, confident pace had a much higher chance of living longer and living better. Why does walking speed work as one of the most reliable signs that longevity researchers use? Because it's a full-body signal. Walking requires balance, coordination, muscle strength, joint health, and cardiovascular endurance. If any one of those systems begins to fail, walking speed usually slows down. That slowdown becomes one of the earliest signs that predict how aging is progressing internally, often before serious symptoms appear. What's encouraging is that walking speed is not fixed. Even people who feel they've slowed down can improve. Studies from the National Institute on Aging show that gentle strength training, balance exercises, and regular walking can measurably increase walking speed, even in adults well into their 70s and 80s. That means this is one of the rare markers that not only predict how long you might live, but also responds quickly to positive change. If you've ever wondered how long you can remain independent, mobile, and confident in your body, your walking speed offers a surprisingly honest answer. It doesn't judge. It simply reflects how well your systems are working together. And the good news is this: improving the way you move today can change the direction of where your health is heading tomorrow. This is just the first of several signs that predict longevity after 65. Some are physical like this one, others are mental or social, but all of them share one thing in common: they quietly reveal that predict how long and how well life continues in old age. Sign number 2, grip strength and functional independence. Another surprisingly accurate sign that predict how long you may live after 65 is grip strength, how firmly you can hold or squeeze an object. It may sound trivial, but scientists have discovered that grip strength is one of the clearest physical indicators that predict how the body is aging overall. When grip strength weakens, it often signals deeper declines in muscle mass, nerve function, and even cardiovascular health. Meet James Carter, a 69-year-old former mechanic from Columbus, Ohio. James had always worked with his hands, so when he noticed he struggled to open jars or hold tools for long periods, he brushed it off as just getting older. But during a routine health assessment at Ohio State University, researchers measured his grip strength using a simple hand dynamometer. The results showed his strength was well below average for his age, placing him in a higher risk category for early disability and reduced lifespan. That was the first time I realized my hands were telling me something about how long I might stay healthy, James admitted. Large-scale scientific data supports this connection. A major global study published in The Lancet followed over 140,000 adults across 17 countries and found that low grip strength was strongly associated with higher mortality, often more predictive than high blood pressure. In other words, grip strength doesn't just measure your hands, it helps predict how long the entire body can resist decline. Researchers believe muscle strength reflects metabolic health, inflammation levels, and nervous system efficiency, all crucial factors in longevity. Why does this matter so much after 65? Because muscle loss accelerates with age if it's not actively maintained. This condition, known as sarcopenia, increases the risk of falls, fractures, and loss of independence. Grip strength becomes one of the earliest signs that predict how vulnerable the body may be in the coming years. When daily tasks become harder, it often sets off a chain reaction: less movement, more isolation, and faster decline. The hopeful news is that grip strength can improve at any age. Studies from Harvard Medical School show that resistance training, even light exercises using resistance bands or hand grippers, can significantly increase strength in older adults within weeks. That means this is another indicator that predict how long you might live, but also one you can actively influence. Now, if you're still watching and following along, let me ask you something. Are you still with us at paragraph 3? If yes, type number 2 in the comments right now, backhand index pointing down. And while you're there, don't forget to like this video, share it with someone you care about, and subscribe to the channel Golden Age Wisdom. Your support helps us continue sharing science-backed insights that truly matter for healthy aging. As we move forward, you'll see that longevity isn't about one single factor. It's about patterns, small signals working together. Grip strength is one of those quiet but powerful signs that, when understood early, can help predict how strong, capable, and independent your future years may be. Sign number 3, cognitive sharpness and decision-making ability. Beyond the body, the mind offers some of the most revealing signs that predict how long a person may live after 65. Cognitive sharpness, your ability to think clearly, remember details, and make everyday decisions, has been shown to predict how long older adults remain independent and healthy. This isn't only about avoiding dementia. It's about how efficiently the brain processes information and adapts to daily challenges. Consider the experience of Eleanor Watkins, a 76-year-old retired librarian living in Boulder, Colorado. Eleanor prided herself on staying mentally active. She read daily, volunteered at the local library, and enjoyed solving crossword puzzles. During a longitudinal aging study conducted by the University of Colorado, researchers noticed something striking. Participants like Eleanor, who maintained strong executive function and decision-making ability, consistently lived longer and experienced fewer years of disability. Eleanor once said, "Staying curious makes me feel alive. I never thought it could influence how long I might live." Scientific evidence strongly supports her experience. A well-known study from the Rush Memory and Aging Project followed thousands of adults over age 65 and found that even mild cognitive decline significantly increased mortality risk. Importantly, it wasn't memory alone that mattered most, it was processing speed, attention, and problem-solving. These mental abilities act as signs that predict how resilient the brain and nervous system remain as the body ages. Why does cognition matter so much for longevity? Because the brain controls everything, from movement and balance to medication management and social interaction. When cognitive sharpness declines, people are more likely to make errors, fall, miss medical appointments, or withdraw socially. Each of these outcomes increases health risks. That's why changes in thinking and decision-making are powerful signs that predict overall survival, not just mental health outcomes. The encouraging part is that cognitive decline is not inevitable. Research from Stanford University shows that older adults who engage in lifelong learning, social interaction, and even light physical exercise experience slower cognitive aging. Activities like learning a new skill, joining discussion groups, or even playing strategy games help maintain neural connections. These habits actively shape the factors that predict how long the brain, and the body it controls, can function well. If you've ever wondered how long you can stay mentally sharp and confident in daily decisions, your current habits offer valuable clues. Cognitive health doesn't suddenly disappear, it changes gradually, leaving detectable patterns along the way. Recognizing these signs that early allows you to protect your independence and extend not just life, but quality of life. As we move closer to the later signs that predict how longevity unfolds, remember this: the brain is not separate from the body. How you think, learn, and decide today plays a major role in predict how long your future years may truly last. Sign number 4, social connection and emotional engagement. One of the most overlooked yet powerful signs that predict how long someone may live after 65 is the strength of their social connections. Humans are wired for connection, and science now confirms that loneliness can be as damaging to health as smoking or obesity. The quality of your relationships, how often you interact, share, and feel emotionally connected, can strongly predict how long and how well you live in old age. Take Thomas Nguyen, a 72-year-old widower living in San Jose, California. After his wife passed away, Thomas gradually withdrew from social activities. He still ate well and took his medications, but his days became quiet and repetitive. A few years later, during a community aging study run by Stanford University, researchers noticed that participants with limited social engagement showed faster physical and cognitive decline. When Thomas joined a local walking group and began volunteering at a community garden, something changed, not just emotionally, but physically. His blood pressure stabilized, his sleep improved, and his overall health markers suggested a lower mortality risk. "I didn't realize connection could shape how long I might live," Thomas shared. Scientific evidence is striking. A large meta-analysis published in PLOS Medicine found that strong social relationships increase survival probability by more than 50%. That makes social connection one of the most reliable signs that predict how long people live after 65. Researchers believe this happens because social interaction reduces chronic stress, lowers inflammation, and encourages healthier behaviors. In contrast, isolation quietly accelerates decline, making it one of the hidden forces that predict how aging unfolds. Emotional engagement also matters deeply. Feeling valued, needed, and heard gives life meaning. Studies from the National Institute on Aging show that older adults who report a strong sense of purpose and belonging tend to live longer and experience fewer years of disability. These emotional factors may not show up on a standard medical test, but they are powerful signs that scientists now recognize as predictors of longevity. What's hopeful is that it's never too late to reconnect. Whether it's calling an old friend, joining a local group, or simply having regular conversations, small steps can dramatically shift the factors that predict how long you stay healthy. Social health is not about having many friends, it's about meaningful interaction. Now let me pause for a moment. Are you still watching and listening at paragraph 5? If you are, type number 4 in the comments below, backhand index pointing down. And if this content is helping you understand how long you might stay healthy and independent, please like this video, share it with someone you care about, and subscribe to Golden Age Wisdom. Your support allows us to keep sharing life-changing insights backed by real science and real stories. As we move forward, remember this: your body and mind do not age alone. The people around you, and how you engage with them, are among the clearest signs that predict how long and fulfilling your later years may be. Sign number 5, ability to adapt, resilience, and daily purpose. As people move deeper into old age, one of the most underestimated signs that predict how long they may live is their ability to adapt, their psychological resilience and sense of daily purpose. Life after 65 inevitably brings change: retirement, health challenges, loss of loved ones, and shifting roles. Science shows that how well someone adapts to these changes can strongly predict how long they continue to live with stability and meaning. Let's look at Linda Martinez, a 75-year-old former small business owner from Santa Fe, New Mexico. When Linda retired, she initially felt lost. Her days felt empty, and her sense of identity faded. Within a year, her health declined, she felt tired, unmotivated, and disconnected. During a behavioral aging study conducted by researchers from the University of New Mexico, Linda's psychological assessments revealed low resilience and a weakened sense of purpose, two factors increasingly recognized as signs that predict how aging progresses. With guidance, Linda began mentoring young entrepreneurs and taking art classes. Over time, her mental health improved, her inflammatory markers decreased, and her overall health stabilized. "Finding something to wake up for changed everything," she said. "It changed how I see how long I still have." Scientific research strongly supports Linda's experience. A long-term study published in JAMA Psychiatry found that older adults with a strong sense of purpose had a significantly lower risk of mortality, even when controlling for physical health conditions. Purpose acts as a protective force; it encourages movement, social interaction, and emotional regulation. These psychological traits quietly become signs that researchers use to predict how long adults over 65 tend to live. Resilience also plays a critical role. People who can emotionally recover from stress tend to have lower cortisol levels, better immune function, and healthier cardiovascular systems. According to data from the National Institutes of Health, chronic stress without recovery accelerates biological aging. That's why emotional flexibility, being able to accept change rather than resist it, is one of the clearest signs that predict how the body copes with time. If you've ever wondered how long you can keep feeling motivated and emotionally steady, your response to daily setbacks offers valuable insight. Do you adapt, or do you withdraw? These patterns are not fixed traits, they can be strengthened. Practices like mindfulness, journaling, volunteering, or learning new skills have been shown to improve resilience even in people well into their 80s. As we prepare for the final and most powerful insights, remember this: longevity is not only measured in years, but in engagement. Your mindset, how you adapt, persist, and find meaning, is one of the most human signs that predict how long your later chapters may truly last. Sign number 6, sleep quality and circadian rhythm stability. Another critical but often underestimated factor among the signs that predict how long someone may live after 65 is sleep quality. Not just how many hours you sleep, but how deep, regular, and restorative that sleep truly is. As people age, sleep patterns naturally change, but science shows that chronically poor sleep is one of the strongest indicators that predict how fast the body and brain decline. Let's look at Harold Bennett, a 73-year-old retired accountant from Raleigh, North Carolina. Harold used to joke that sleeping only 5 hours a night was a badge of honor. He stayed up late watching TV and woke up early out of habit. Over time, he noticed increased forgetfulness, low energy, and mood swings. During a sleep and aging study conducted by Duke University, researchers tracked Harold's sleep cycles using wearable devices. The data revealed frequent nighttime awakenings and a disrupted circadian rhythm, patterns strongly associated with higher mortality risk. When asked what surprised him most, Harold said, "I never imagined sleep could affect how long I might live." Scientific research is very clear on this point. Studies published in Nature Aging and Sleep journals show that older adults who consistently get poor quality sleep have higher rates of cardiovascular disease, weakened immune function, cognitive decline, and metabolic disorders. Sleep is when the brain clears toxic waste, repairs neural connections, and regulates hormones. When sleep is fragmented, these restorative processes fail, creating biological conditions that predict how long the body can maintain balance. One particularly important aspect is circadian rhythm stability, the body's internal clock. Research from Harvard Medical School shows that irregular sleep-wake cycles are linked to increased inflammation and faster biological aging. Seniors who go to bed and wake up at inconsistent times tend to show worse health outcomes, even if total sleep time seems adequate. This makes sleep regularity one of the clearest signs that predict how aging will progress after 65. The good news is that sleep quality is highly modifiable. Simple habits, like getting morning sunlight, reducing evening screen time, maintaining a consistent bedtime, and creating a calm nighttime routine, have been shown to significantly improve sleep in older adults. Cognitive behavioral therapy for insomnia, CBTI, has also proven effective well into the 70s and 80s. These changes don't just improve rest, they actively influence the factors that predict how long you stay mentally sharp and physically resilient. If you've ever asked yourself how long you can maintain energy, clarity, and emotional balance, your sleep patterns already hold many answers. Rest is not a luxury in old age, it is a biological necessity. When sleep is protected, the body gains time. And in the science of longevity, time is everything. This brings us closer to the final and most integrative insight, where all these signs that predict longevity come together into one powerful conclusion. Sign number 7, inflammation levels and metabolic health, the silent predictor. The final and perhaps most invisible of all signs that predict how long someone may live after 65 lies deep inside the body, chronic inflammation and metabolic health. Unlike walking speed or social connection, you can't always feel inflammation happening. Yet scientists now consider it one of the strongest biological forces that predict how quickly aging accelerates, or slows down. Meet Patricia O'Neill, a 78-year-old retired nurse living in Rochester, Minnesota. Patricia felt mostly fine, but routine blood work as part of a Mayo Clinic aging study revealed elevated inflammatory markers, particularly C-reactive protein, CRP. At the time, she had no major disease. However, researchers explained that persistent low-grade inflammation, often called inflammaging, was quietly increasing her risk for heart disease, cognitive decline, and reduced lifespan. "I learned that feeling okay doesn't always mean being okay," Patricia said. "My body was telling a story about how long it could keep up." Scientific data strongly supports this concern. Studies published in the New England Journal of Medicine and Cell Metabolism show that elevated inflammatory markers are closely linked to higher mortality in older adults. Chronic inflammation damages blood vessels, disrupts insulin sensitivity, and accelerates cellular aging. Metabolic health, how well the body regulates blood sugar, cholesterol, and energy use, works hand in hand with inflammation. When metabolism becomes inefficient, it creates conditions that predict how long organs can function optimally. Researchers from the National Institute on Aging have found that older adults with stable blood glucose, healthy lipid profiles, and low inflammatory markers tend to live longer, even when they have existing chronic conditions. This makes metabolic balance one of the most reliable signs that scientists use to predict how long someone may live after 65. What's empowering is that inflammation is highly responsive to lifestyle choices. Diets rich in whole foods, fiber, healthy fats, and antioxidants have been shown to reduce inflammatory markers. Regular movement, quality sleep, stress reduction, and social engagement all lower systemic inflammation. These changes don't need to be extreme. Consistency matters far more than intensity. Over time, small daily choices reshape the internal environment that predict how aging unfolds. Now let me pause and ask you one last time, are you still with us at paragraph 7? If yes, type number 6 in the comments below, backhand index pointing down. And if this series helped you understand how long you might live, and what truly shapes those years, please like this video, share it with someone you care about, and subscribe to Golden Age Wisdom. Your support allows us to continue delivering science-backed wisdom that helps seniors live longer, healthier, and more meaningful lives. In the end, longevity isn't a mystery, it's a message. Your body constantly sends signs that predict how your future may look. When you listen early, you gain the power to change the outcome. Because while no one can choose exactly how long life lasts, you can influence how strong, clear, and fulfilling those years will truly be. Closing, final reflection and life-changing takeaway. As we reach the end of this journey, one truth becomes clear: aging is not a passive process, it's an ongoing conversation between your body, your mind, and your daily choices. After 65, many people quietly ask themselves how long they will live, but science encourages us to ask a better question: how well will I live during the time I have? The signs that predict longevity are not distant medical theories. They are present in your steps, your sleep, your relationships, your resilience, and even in the invisible chemistry of your body. From walking speed and grip strength to mental sharpness, social connection, sleep quality, purpose, and inflammation, each factor offers a clue that predict how your future may unfold. None of these signs stand alone. Together, they form a powerful map, one that helps predict how long independence, clarity, and vitality can last. And the most hopeful message of all is this: most of these signs are still within your influence. Think back to the stories you heard: Robert in Wisconsin, Margaret in Oregon, Eleanor in Colorado, Thomas in California, Linda in New Mexico, Harold in North Carolina, and Patricia in Minnesota. None of them were perfect. None of them were extraordinary. But each of them made small, intentional changes after learning what truly matters. Their lives remind us that longevity is shaped less by luck and more by awareness. If you're still watching right now, all the way to the final moments, let me ask you one last time: are you still with us at the very end? If yes, type number 6 in the comments below. And if this video helped you rethink how long you might live and how meaningful those years can be, please like, share, and subscribe to Golden Age Wisdom. Your support helps us continue spreading science-backed guidance, timeless wisdom, and real-life inspiration for healthy aging. Remember this: the future isn't written by age alone. It's written by what you do today. Pay attention to the signs that your body is sending you, because understanding them may be the most powerful step you ever take toward a longer, healthier, and more fulfilling life.